It was just another Tuesday, or so I thought. I was rushing through the crowded city square, late for a meeting, juggling a lukewarm coffee and a stack of papers that seemed determined to escape my grasp. The city was a symphony of chaos, as usual. Car horns blared, people chattered, and the scent of roasted chestnuts mixed with exhaust fumes filled the air. My focus was a laser beam on the crosswalk ahead, counting down the seconds until I could make a mad dash. And then it happened. A sudden gust of wind, a betrayal from the weather gods, sent my carefully organized papers flying. They scattered like autumn leaves, dancing and swirling in the breeze, a blizzard of spreadsheets and reports. I let out a groan of frustration, dropping my bag to the ground and scrambling to retrieve my work. Of course, this would happen today. I was on my hands and knees, feeling the collective stare of 100 hurried strangers, when a pair of well-worn leather boots entered my field of vision. "Looks like you're having a paper storm," a voice said, low and laced with a gentle amusement. I looked up, and that's when my chaotic, stressful Tuesday came to a screeching halt. Standing there was a man, a stranger, with eyes the color of warm honey and a smile that could calm a hurricane. He wasn't classically handsome in the way you see in magazines, but there was a kindness in his features, a genuine warmth that seemed to radiate from him. Without a word, he knelt down beside me, his movements unhurried and graceful, and began to help gather the rogue sheets of paper. "Thank you," I mumbled, my cheeks flushing with embarrassment. "You really don't have to." He just smiled again, stacking a neat pile and handing it to me. "It's no trouble. Besides, it's not every day you get to be part of a spontaneous art installation." I laughed, a real, genuine laugh that surprised even me. His name was Leo. He was a musician, he said, on his way to a rehearsal. We stood there for a moment, the city's chaos fading into a soft, blurry background. There was an instant connection, a strange sense of familiarity, as if we were two old friends reconnecting after years apart. He asked for my name. I told him it was Clara. "Clara," he repeated, testing the sound of it. "It suits you." Before I could overthink it, before my usual caution could kick in, he said, "I know this is forward, but my rehearsal got canceled. Would you, by any chance, be willing to trade that lukewarm coffee for a fresh one?" My treat. As an apology for the wind, my meeting was completely forgotten. All I could think was, yes. 1,000 times, yes. We went to a tiny, quiet cafe tucked away on a side street, a hidden gem I'd never noticed before. We talked for hours. It felt like minutes. He told me about his music, about the stories behind his songs, his dreams of playing in old, historic theaters. His passion was infectious. I found myself opening up in a way I rarely did, telling him about my own ambitions, my love for painting, a passion I'd tucked away under the demands of my corporate job. He listened, truly listened, with an intensity that made me feel like I was the only person in the world. He didn't just hear the words. He seemed to understand the meaning behind them. He saw the part of me that I kept hidden from everyone else. With Leo, everything was simple. There were no games, no pretense. It was just two people connecting on a soul-deep level. As the afternoon sun cast long shadows across our little table, I felt a pang of sadness that our time was coming to an end. "I have to go," he said softly, a hint of regret in his voice. My heart sank a little. Was this it? Just a beautiful, fleeting moment with a stranger. But then he reached across the table, his hand gently covering mine. "But I really don't want to. Can I see you again, Clara?" That one afternoon turned into a series of dates. We explored the city together, but this time I wasn't rushing. With Leo, I saw the city through new eyes. He showed me the beauty in the mundane, the way the light hit an old brick building, the melody and the rhythm of the subway, the street art hidden in plain sight. He reawakened the artist in me. I started carrying a sketchbook again. I started painting. He would play his guitar while I drew, our creative energies filling the room, weaving together into something beautiful and new. Our friends were skeptical at first. "You barely know him," my best friend said, her voice laced with concern. "How can you be so sure?" And I understood her worry. It did seem fast. It seemed crazy. But how could I explain it? How could I put into words the feeling of finding a missing piece of yourself in another person? It wasn't about the length of time we'd known each other. It was about the depth of the connection. It was about the feeling of coming home. One evening, about a month after our paper storm encounter, he took me to a small, intimate music venue. "I have a surprise for you," he said, his eyes sparkling with excitement. The lights dimmed, and he walked onto the stage, guitar in hand. My heart pounded in my chest. He looked out into the crowd, his eyes finding mine, and he smiled that same smile from the first day we met. "This is a new song," he announced into the microphone. "It's about a chance encounter on a windy Tuesday. It's called Paper Storm." And then he began to play. The music was beautiful, a melody that was both melancholic and hopeful. And the lyrics? The lyrics were our story. He sang about a girl with hurried eyes, about papers dancing in the wind, about a coffee share that changed everything. He sang about finding a connection so strong, so immediate, that it felt like destiny. Tears streamed down my face, not of sadness, but of overwhelming joy and gratitude. In that moment, surrounded by strangers, I had never felt more seen, more understood, more loved. After the show, he found me at the back of the room. He wrapped me in a hug, holding me tight. So he whispered in my ear, "What did you think?" I pulled back, looking into his honey-colored eyes. "I think," I said, my voice thick with emotion, "that I'm in love with you." A wide grin spread across his face. "Funny," he said, leaning in to kiss me. "I've been in love with you since the moment I saw you on your hands and knees in the middle of that paper storm. It's strange, isn't it? How your entire life can change in a single moment. One minute, you're rushing through your ordinary life, and the next, you're falling in love with a stranger who stopped to help you pick up the pieces." Our story didn't start with a dramatic movie scene or a perfectly planned introduction. It started with chaos, with a gust of wind and a mess of papers. It started with a simple act of kindness from a stranger. A stranger who became my best friend, my inspiration, my partner. A stranger who became my home. Sometimes, the most beautiful love stories aren't the ones you read about in fairy tales. They're the ones that happen unexpectedly on a perfectly ordinary day, turning your whole world upside down in the most wonderful way. It teaches you that maybe you don't find love by looking for it. Maybe love finds you when you least expect it, right in the middle of your own personal paper storm. So keep your heart open, because you never know when a gust of wind might just blow the love of your life right into your path. Thanks for listening to our story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales of the heart. See you next time.